On June 1st, I was in a car accident. My name is Michael Kenyon Rosenberg, and I make kidney disease funny with stand-up comedy, silly songs, and stupid videos like these. Seriously, these videos are just gonna be stupid because I'm just getting started with vlogging and I don't even know if they're gonna be funny, especially this video. On June 1st, I was in a pretty bad car accident, as you can see by the picture. I ended up with a fracture on my wrist, a fracture on my ankle, and a ton of bumps and bruises like all over my body, all over. It was pretty scary. It all happened in a flash of an instant. The accident was my fault. All right, I wasn't looking and a car came careening into my passenger side. They were going highway speed and I was inching my way across the country highway, and then suddenly, as you guys can see, the car was totaled. And I feel like I am lucky to have gotten away with the minor injuries that I did. Thank the God, the universe, whatever entity that you believe in. I feel like I was being looked out for. To really put things in perspective for me, this whole pandemic, my kidney disease, and it's really made me take another look at how grateful I should be for all of the wonderful things in my life. I'm currently on disability from my job, short term, and I really haven't been able to do much in the way of vlogging because of my wrist. Fortunately, one of the things that I'm grateful for is my wonderful, beautiful wife. Thank you, Angie. She helped me to set up everything in my office so that I could record a vlog and tell you guys all about this weird thing that happened to me. Really weird. Right after the accident, I noticed that I had some troubles standing on my left foot, and I noticed that there was something wrong with my left arm as well. The paramedics, when they showed up, they asked me if I wanted to go to the hospital. I was like, yes. So they took me to the hospital and they ran some x-rays and they found out I had a fracture in my wrist and a fracture in my ankle. And they put me in splints and they put in a referral so that I could go see the ortho doctor, and then the ortho doctor put me in a wrist cast and they put me in a boot for my ankle. Thankfully, I had just dialyzed the night before I had the accident, and I do get a few nights off of dialysis a week. Right after the accident, I took 2 nights off of dialysis, which is fine for me. 2 nights? But the next night that I did dialysis, first of all, it was very difficult to sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I would see flashbacks of the accident. My wife woke up in the middle of the night and she kind of yelled out, "Smoochie!" She calls me Smoochie. "Your line is red." And I looked and my drain line was bright red with blood. Bright red. It was like full of blood. As I'm well trained, the first thing I always do is call my dialysis nurse, the on-call nurse. The dialysis clinic has an on-call number that I can call any time of the day or night, and there's an on-call nurse every week who will answer the phone. When I called the on-call nurse, she explained that oftentimes what will happen in a traumatic accident is a capillary will burst in the abdomen. By the way, my abdomen was all bruised up. It was like there's like a thick bruise all the way across my abdomen. I'm assuming from the seatbelt, the lap belt. I do have a catheter coming out of my abdomen for peritoneal dialysis. That might have whipped around inside of my body somehow. That might have caused some internal bleeding, damage that I didn't know about, or it could have also, just because of the stress of the accident, it could have caused some capillary to burst inside my abdomen. So when I drained, it was bright red. The nurse told us to keep an eye on it, and if it turned to pink and eventually to clear, then I'm good. But if it stayed bright red, then I should call her back and maybe think about going to the emergency room. So we set an alarm for the next time I was going to start draining. Thankfully, it started draining pink, a lighter shade of pink. The last drain of the night was clear. Crisis averted. Or so we thought. But the next time I dialyzed, it was also light pink. So we called her back and she said, well, it might be light pink for a couple days. That's just residual blood that's cleaning out from the inside. But if it turns bright red again, call me back. But thankfully, it never turned bright red again and crisis was averted. Things went back to mostly normal. And that brings me to where I am today. I get my wrist cast off tomorrow, so I wanted to make sure to record a vlog while I still have the wrist cast on. And I'll start getting back to normal life. I'll probably go back to work in a few weeks and things will get back to normal. Oh, we'll still be in a pandemic. So I guess the lesson here is to anybody out there who is on dialysis, home dialysis, or any kind of dialysis, you probably have an on-call nurse or somebody that you can talk to. Any problems, contact your nurse. I see a lot of people go on these Facebook groups and they're like, hey, does anybody ever have blood in their drain line? Yeah, call your nurse. Hey, does anybody ever have pain in their abdomen? Call your nurse. Hey, does anybody have like a bone sticking out of their neck? Is that normal? Call your nurse, dummy. Yeah, the point is just call your nurse, talk to a medical professional. Don't rely on people on Facebook to tell you what to do about your body. This is a serious medical condition, so don't rely on people on Facebook to tell you what to do. Jeez, guys. Anyway, so if you haven't already, please subscribe, leave a like, write me a comment. If you're on dialysis, tell me what kind of dialysis you do. Tell me how you're doing in this whole pandemic thing. Tell me, have you ever had blood in your drain line? What was the issue? What did you do about it? Please tell me that you called your nurse. Stay safe out there, kidney people.